with another episode of the Dope Conversations podcast. I'm your host and your girl, Kim Bella. Today is special because I have my sister friend with me, Miss Donzaleigh Powell, aka D. That's just what I call her, D. So if you hear that during the course of our podcast, just know that's what I call her, okay? D for Donzaleigh, okay? What's up, D? How you doing?
What's up? I'm good. How are you?
And the crowd goes crazy. We got to do that. You're here in the podcast room.
I know.
What you think about the podcast room?
I love it.
You think
I love
it's
it. Yes, I feel
okay.
at home.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
You look pretty.
Thank you. Thank
Makeup
you. You too.
looking
Always.
good. Makeup looking good.
Thank you.
So, I'm happy to have you here. We've been trying to make this work, and I thought it wasn't gonna work today, but God said, let's do this. You know, let's let it roll. How you feeling?
I'm good.
You feeling good? You ready?
I'm
Do
ready.
you feel a little nervous or something?
Just a little, but
I think if nerves isn't there, something's wrong.
Yeah,
You
just
gotta,
a-
because it kind of keeps you poised.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, no, but
You
it's
been
good.
taking pictures today? What you been doing?
Well, yeah. But
That's a
on the
whole story.
on the opposite side of the camera. But yes.
Listen, for those people that don't know who Donzaleigh is, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Donzaleigh Powell, I'm the founder and CEO of Donzaleigh's Photography and Videography.
Yes.
I do a couple of other little things, but those are, in the background, just kind of doing what they do. But the photography and videography is my main.
Yeah. So let me just say this, just straight off the grid, right? What I want Donzaleigh to know. I think it was the end of 2023 we did the Girl You So Dope event. Was it 2023? And I gave you the Girl You So Dope award. I said what I wanted to say, but I don't know if I said what I wanted to say then. So for a lot of people, y'all know I do empowerment, Girl You So Dope, women can win. I want to see everybody win. But I want you to know where that came from. And I don't know if Donzaleigh knows this. So Donzaleigh had an event probably 10 years ago.
It was, yes. It was exactly 10 years ago.
And my friend Keisha, aka Peter, she was a panelist. That's why I was there, supporting her. Had no clue what this was about. I just showed up and was there in support. And I remember sitting in the room. And I remember distinctly God speaking to me in that room, letting me know that this was my purpose. I had no clue what that meant. But it wasn't a voice that was sitting right here. It was down, deep down. And I would have missed it if I wasn't paying attention to the room. And I didn't tell you that at the Girl You So Dope event because I don't know if everybody would have gotten it. And it needed to be this moment to be able to tell you that. If you never had that event, I don't know how my purpose would have formed. And so where I can feel the water coming right here, but my makeup is done, I want to say thank you. Because people don't want to give people flowers and say, like, I didn't just think of that. I was in a room that you created where I know God spoke to me and said, this is your purpose. And I thought, what? As broken and raggedy as I was, I didn't see it. And here we are almost 10 years later. And there's a whole brand behind what I do. But it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for you.
I love it. And I love you.
And you take that so lightly. Like,
you have skyrocketed. Like, I love it.
But I just want you to know, like, how, for real. Like, I was in your... And then, let's tell the story. I remember you calling me and saying, I want you to be a part of my event to speak. Do y'all remember that? I don't think y'all do. But I remember getting the call, D.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, yeah, I would like to. I thought that's what I want to do because I remember what God had said, but I was just like, I don't even know what that looks like. What does that mean? My purpose. We got ladies of unique. Like what? And I told you, yeah, you told me, well, we doing a little photo shoot. Come over here, put my blazer on, different colors. We come in, we did the photo shoot, and I was with those women, and they were so nice and everything. I don't know if I knew them I know them now,
right?
But I don't know if I knew them then. I might have knew Tiffany, might have known her, Anyway, get to the event. Let me back up. You sent an email or a text and wanted everybody's bio. And everybody was sending their bio. And everybody's bio was so poised and letters behind their names and experience and everything. And I shrunk. I never told you this, but I shrunk. I was sitting at my corporate job then. And I went in the conference room and I called Peter. And I said, Pete. She was like, what's wrong? What are you doing? I said, you know that event that Donzaleigh want me to speak at? She was like, yeah. I said, everybody's sending their bios and mine's look like. I was like, I can't do it. All these people have all these letters behind their name and they're doing all this and that. And she said, are you crazy? What are you sounding like? No. You know, and she just pumped me up. And fast forward to where I sent my little bio. I can't remember what it said, but I sent it. And when I got to the event, I felt like I was proud of myself. Mm-hmm. It was then when I started to open up and share my story. Rejection, just the whole thing. And I remember Tiffany crying and holding me. She was like, oh my God, you blessed me so much. And I was like, really? I'm peeking like, oh my God, because I was thinking I wasn't good enough. So one of my first speaking platforms, God spoke to me at your event. Girl, you are so freaking dope. And no, we don't talk every day. Yeah. But every time I call on you, if I need you for something, you show up. Every single time. So I just want to tell you, thank you. I hope if you call me, because I'll show up. You know what I mean?
No, thank you.
But I just wanted to thank you. I know I'm rambling, but it's really not a ramble because I really need you to hear that and know that. Because, you know, some of us as women, we don't tell people that you inspired me. We just kind of go through the motion. But I don't think that there would be a Kimbella. The journey needed to be that way. Because I don't know if God would have got my attention any other way. I was sitting in that room.
Wow. I was just saying.
And that is the God honest truth.
We all have our journey. But I've seen you develop. And like every time like you said, we don't talk all the time.
Yes.
So even if a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever goes by, I can just see your growth every time. And I love that.
Yeah.
Like, I call myself, like, I believe in progression.
Yes.
And you are doing it.
Yes.
So it's like, if that's where he had you, for you to get whatever to hit you, then hey, I'm thankful. Because you don't need degrees and all that to be able to impact people. So
there you go.
Yeah,
I had to learn
necessary.
that. Yeah, and you knew that.
Yeah.
Oh, and
absolutely.
you put that form together, and it worked and it soared. And I hope you get back into that.
We shall see.
Okay.
But I think part of that platform when I was doing those was more. I've had and we'll talk about it. But I was the underdog. So I feel like I want to, now I'm strong, just like you. I'm stronger now. I'm bolder now in what I say. I'm not apologizing, unless it's something that I really need to apologize. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, we all have these, like, moments. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's always a person that you never forget where I started. And so you're that person. And so whether I talk to you tomorrow, next Thursday, or if I don't talk to you till next July, which it probably won't be that because we're going to be working on some stuff. But I still, I just want to tell you thank you, and I don't want you to ever forget that. You know what I mean?
You. Yes.
So when I scroll up your timeline, be like, that's me. You know what I mean? Yeah, because when I see you in your element, taking pictures, doing the things that you do, I remember. When you started. And so when you take pictures and this is your full time, we'll get into it on down in the conversation, but you were in corporate America and now you're your own brand yourself. Yeah. That's a story and a testimony within itself.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So for those people, what I want to know, you told us a little bit about yourself, and I didn't cut you off, did I? Okay. I think I let you talk. Okay. But I want to have a conversation. And I want to have a dope conversation about who Donzaleigh is. Like, who is she? Yeah. How did she form into Donzaleigh Inc.? Is that what that says? Mm-hmm. Like, that's what I want to know.
So, I always believe in, taking a look at what happened in the past as you prepare for whatever is, in coming or in the forefront. And just, there's a lot that I've learned, especially over, I'd say, this last 2 years. 2 years that I've learned about myself, that I've been able to pick up on as far as my journey, my personal journey. And it's been a little bit of a roller coaster.
Okay.
Sometimes you kind of get blindsided and you're not exactly, you think you know how things were, but then you come to a realization, no, that's not really how it was. So like, for instance, growing up, a lot of people do know this. So I was a preacher's kid. Grew up, 2 parents. My parents are still married to this day.
Yeah. Okay.
So, so grew up in that environment. It was me, and I had an older sister. Now, mind you, when I came, my sister told them, take her back. Okay? Like, I just stepped on the scene. I ain't even did nothing yet. Like, I just popped out, and you telling them, leave me there and come on back home. Okay, so as I got older, that was our relationship. Like, we really didn't even develop a relationship until I was probably in my 30s.
So that was a thing. Take her back, and that y'all rolled that on out.
That we did.
Okay.
So like, I can remember, and because you got to remember, back in those days, sometimes they would leave the older kid to watch over the younger kids. So like, there was a gap between when my parents might get off and get to the house. Oh, she locked me in closets and stuff. Like, it was rough. And then I always liked this part. But when I got big enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
when I got some size on me.
Yeah.
Even though she was 7 years older than me. Oh, baby. My hair ain't red for nothing. Okay? Yeah, we going toe to toe. Like, I don't know how my parents even dealt with especially me.
Yeah,
not
do
so
you
much
remember like the first, like, girl, we're not doing this no more?
Yeah.
You remember that? How old were you?
Phone cord and wrapped around. Yeah. Living room. Yeah.
You remember?
I do. I do, yes. Knock down, drag out.
Did y'all get in trouble for that?
I don't think so. I don't remember that. So that is funny. But like, it was one of those things where even after that, she was to me, and from my perspective, she was Miss Goody Two Shoes. I came out with extra personality. I'm loud. I like to be, I like to do. I'm just all over. And then once I hit my teens, I just kind of went crazy. Right? Like, well, as most teens. But I went crazy. But I went crazy for being in a preacher home. You got to keep that perspective a little bit.
Yes.
And so I call myself, I'm like, okay, now you know how you go through like sex ed classes, all of that stuff when you're younger. I think that was like probably 6th grade when you go through that. But I don't think a lot of that information like really went into my head. Like, I heard it, and then my mom, she would have those conversations, birds and bees and stuff. Still really didn't, because it was my mom. I'm not trying to hear what you talking about. Because me and my mom didn't have like a close like sister girl relationship like I believe like you had.
Yeah.
It just wasn't that.
Yeah.
And then again, as this journey, as I'm learning, my mom's mom never had that nurturing environment. She didn't know how to do that for my mom. So it took my mom a long time before, she was like, I felt loved in the sense that she was a doer. She was a worker. She would provide. She was, but it was not a lot of hugs. It was not when I was seeing other kids, their parents come to them, bye, I love you. We weren't doing that. Even though I'm in the preacher house, but that wasn't how we displayed. We were doers. We were, let me help. Let me cook this. Let me, like, that's how we showed love, right? And so it ended up, now I'm understanding, okay, there were some unmet needs there, affection and stuff that I just didn't get. Now, my dad, on the other hand, he was, to me, a great dad, as far as, showing us things, teaching us things. Like he would take us, like, he really was good about being purposeful, exposing us to all different things. So whether that was, I'm going to take you down to this little hole in the wall place to eat, and I'm going to take you fine dining. I'm going to show you
the balance of that.
Yes. And so I appreciate that so much, because I really feel like sometimes we're in this box. So the most that you know typically is what your parents have showed you, your teacher, maybe a coach or something like that. But whatever you have in that little sphere, unless you're willing to get out of the box, you just don't know. So so that's kind of how I grew up. And then one night I got real sick, right? I mean, real sick.
Are we 16?
I was
15?
14.
14. Okay.
14. Sick. Okay? So sick that I gotta go wake them
Flu
up.
sick?
I don't know what kind of sick,
But sick.
but baby, there's a problem.
I'm sick.
I go wake them up in the middle. That's how sick, cause I wouldn't wake them.
Yeah.
I had to go wake them up.
Yes.
I'm like,
Something's wrong.
They take me to the ER. Drive me to the ER. You know how they do triage. So they start asking, get blood pressure, trying to figure out what it is. I have no clue what's wrong. Girl, like to this day, I was so naive.
So well, we 14. We don't know.
Girl, thinking grown and don't know nothing. Don't know nothing. So they do all this. They doing all the tests. He comes back. He was like, well, her vitals, everything's looking fine. He was like, well, when was your last cycle? I'm thinking. Still ain't nothing crossed my mind. Do you hear me? I'm like, I don't know, maybe 2 months. 2 months. He said, now mind you, it was a black doctor. I was a black doctor, thank good. He said, well, how about you go pee in this cup? Still ain't nothing. I go, what's the problem? I think, here you go, come back. He sits me down with both parents on both sides of me, and we sit down, and he was like, you're pregnant.
Who? I would be like, who you talking about?
The car ride home, baby.
Was it dead silent?
It was. It was a little talking. I was in my own world in the back seat, just like probably in shock. Like what do you mean? And they asking me questions, and I'm not ready to talk. Like it was just the air was just like big, But it was what it was, and so I ended up having my son when I was 15. And of course, that's a whole journey, because I literally had a decision to make. I'm like,
was this your boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Older boyfriend.
Older. It was right here. I was gonna say, how was he?
Okay. Older boyfriend.
Was he? Was he in the church?
No.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am. No, I was
so
in
you
the
was
street.
outside.
I was in the street. Let's be clear.
You was outside at 14.
Listen, I was a club baby, okay? It took me a long time. Like, you had to pry me out. Like, if my parents told me I couldn't go out or something, like, it was like literally, it was like, it was like, just one night, if they said, no, you can't go, inside, it was,
it would kill you.
It was, I don't know what it was about it. I really don't know what it was. See, them same people, and the same people that probably in some of these right now, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But so I had to go out. So I was out. But from my perspective, again, as a 14-year-old girl that really don't know nothing, he was older, he was smart, he had a car, he had a job. Yeah. So it's just like, I'm just viewing him, I'm not viewing him as an age, I'm viewing him as, okay, he got some stuff going on. Like, this is cool.
This is good. Yeah. Yeah.
And what is great about all of this, is that once that happened, that really, even though I still went to the club afterwards, I still I didn't stop things immediately, but it did set me on a different track. Like high school, I was skipping school and all that before. Like, I would just leave, go do what, wasn't paying attention in class, doing bare minimum. Like, my GPA was beyond low. Like, it was retarded. Completely changed. And I'm big on the just so happened, but it wasn't that it just so happened. I ended up having my son right in June. So I didn't miss June between my sophomore, junior year. So I never missed any school.
Because they were out of school and something. Yeah.
Graduated. Like, it just, I never missed anything. And kept rolling. Wow. But it literally, I had a decision to make. I could either keep completely doing what I was doing and just being I had no focus. So it was like, why not? Like, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, or, I was just out exploring and having fun.
Yeah.
And it really made me, like, buckle down. When I say I still, with them 2 years left, took everything for me to be able to graduate because my GPA was so low. So bringing it up is hard, but I was able to do it. But yeah, it completely changed because I really feel like if it hadn't been for him, I don't know if I'd have been here.
Yeah.
Because I was just doing too much. I was doing too much.
You was outside.
I was outside. I was.
But that changed your life.
Completely changed. So then I got on this whole, and again, as I'm learning about these things more in this age versus me understanding what was happening then I went into performance mode. Because first of all, I'm redeeming the shame I put on them because they were good parents. Like let me not, get it twisted. I came from a good home. They taught us great value, like work ethic, beyond all of the traits and characteristics that I value and that I think are important. They taught, but I did not have that person that I could talk to about stuff like that. Yeah. Because I knew what they would say. I knew if I said, Mom, I got this boy, I want to talk. Yeah. No, you don't need to.
No, we got to focus on
if I said that, like even the thought of having that conversation with her, no. Like that's not the type of relationship. It wasn't free flowing like that.
Yes.
And so if I had that, it could have been a conversation like, okay, I think I want to, I'm thinking about this, or this happened, but I just did not have that outlet. And so I kept trying to figure it out on my own, though I knew nothing.
Dang.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Were Mom and Dad, were they upset at you? Or were you more so, I'm embarrassed for them because I don't want them to look a certain way?
Well, so it's not like,
because I just said they were the best parents. You didn't want that to be a thing for them.
Yeah. So they did not treat me like you're like in trouble, so to speak. Of course, obviously they were disappointed. I think it was more the hurt. Like my mom, she walked around the house and cried until my son was probably almost a year. Just, But if I was in her shoes, I would be too.
Yeah, because you're thinking 14.
Yeah, you're not ready for that.
Yeah. It's a lot.
First of all, that's another person added to your household like that, that you're now assisting with, like just all kinds of things. Yeah. And then again, like I said, this is the preacher and the preacher's wife. And here, boom, you don't even know what's going on. And then here comes a little, teeter-totter like that now.
That we wasn't ready for. Yeah, I get it.
And you can't hide it. Like, it is what it is. And so yeah, I think it was more that than anything. But they didn't really, it wasn't nothing like, you're punished, stay in your, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. And keep in mind, I was very rambunctious. So my parents have more of a calm, quiet, they're more passive. I'm not. Yeah. So like even like back then, even if they had been like that, I probably still would have just I'm sorry. You just gotta understand. It is what it is. Yes. I was that bold, and if I want to do something, I'm gonna do it and get out of my way, or that's just where I was. And they just didn't have the personality that I have, because if it was me, I would have turned around. Look, I'm about to tackle you. Like, we're not doing it. Like, Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were just, Don, that's what they say, Don, And I just would go in my room, shut the door. Like, I'm just not even trying to hear none of it. Yeah, it was crazy.
But y'all got through it.
We did. We did. But like I said, went into performance mode as far as, trying to work. Even when I was in college, I remember my last semester, I had 18 hours. I was working an internship and 2 part-time jobs. Like, I just was trying to get it. Do you hear me? From jump. From once I made up my mind, work-wise, I was trying to get it. And it was just one of those things. Progressionist. So it was like, whatever, I want to just keep achieving. I want to do the best that I can at work. I want to work my way up. And I did. So I ended up getting my first quote unquote real job. Started off as just like entry level. Ended up being the manager within like 6 months. They kept promoting because the lady that they had hired, she really couldn't handle the job. So I went in there. I started dissecting what we needed to do. I'm training my coworkers and built a guide I was making the guidebook of how to do the job.
What?
So they did. They was like, Donzaleigh, we're going in there.
Yeah.
And so just kept going, became manager. Then, all the other things. Went back, got my master, just performance mode. Yeah. And I just, again, back then, I'm just thinking, well, I just want to do better. Of course, we got to keep going, and not realizing that really that was a piece of still trying to redeem
I
that.
was just getting ready to say, did you feel like I have to do this?
I did.
I
In
don't
the
want
moment,
them to
no.
think that I can't handle this and that I'm going to fail. No, I can do this, this, and this.
Yep. Went into, oh yeah, I can. Yep.
I can do it.
Yeah, so went into, did all of that, and I think now it's getting, I kind of skipped just a little bit, so I can't leave this part out because I think it kind of, is part of the reason why we're probably here. It's part of what I had shared before. But, so like, when I was having my son, right? So I'm there, my mom's there, my sister's there. I think my dad was, in and out, because he's a guy, so they were more there with me. And baby daddy was there, right? Okay, cool. We had talked about, what his first name, obviously we knew he was going to take his last name. Cool. But we had not confirmed, like, what we were going to do as far as his middle name. So I'm in labor delivery, have him, all of that. Okay, cool. So he's there. He's held him. He's been there a while. It's getting into the evening. And he was like, hey, I'm going to go downstairs to get something to eat in the cafeteria. I'm like, okay. Didn't think nothing about it. Okay, yeah. And mind you, I'm tired. Like, I just
had whole human.
Yeah. So he didn't come back. I still didn't really think, nothing about it. I'm like, okay, he probably got something, and then was like, okay, let me just go on home. She probably, whatever. So the next day, now he was staying with his parents. And I was like, okay, let me call him. Because they want you to sign
the paper.
Paperwork, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, let me call him before they come in here to make sure he's okay with this middle name that I come up with. So I called the house. His dad answers the phone. I was like, hey, can I speak to him? He was like, with the most shocked voice that you've ever heard. He said, huh? He ain't here. He's gone to the Marines. Mind you, while I'm sitting in the hospital bed with my baby in the little thing right beside me, and I'm 15. And you a grown man, and you've gone to the Marines and you didn't say nothing.
I was like, you sure he didn't say nothing? Because you were having a whole baby.
Ma'am. Going to the cafeteria.
That's what you remember.
Yeah. Eat. Like, who does that? Who does that? Like, So needless to say, I don't even know what words. Yeah.
Devastated.
Like
what
do you say?
To do?
Like, technically you're the adult here. And not only like, okay, so yeah, just drop that and then you're gone. So it's not even like there's access to be able to say, oh, okay, well, could you even occasionally grow grass?
Yeah.
It's none of that because you're gone. And then just again how stupid and dumb and still, you always try to, you want to stay with your baby daddy, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to make that work. I think most women, unless
do.
it's just something really drastic, you try your best to make that work. So still ended up, still talking to him again. Like we were on and off. I don't know how many times. It was just a hot mess. Hot mess. I won't even get into like down the line like abuse and stuff, like just hot mess. And like when people see me now, they would never think like you like what you were in it.
I wouldn't.
But when you see me now when I'm bold, it's because baby, I got war wounds that you don't know nothing about. You don't know nothing.
Yeah.
So when you step to me, baby, you listen.
Right, you don't know what.
None of it. None of it. So yeah. So stuff like that's happened along the way, has definitely kind of, I feel like it just changes you. It changes your perspective. It can
Changes your heart.
It can.
Everything.
It can change it, but too, you gotta keep in mind, you can have two perspectives too. So you can go down one rabbit hole where you don't trust anybody. You don't, so you can be a negative, and then it can also be like, well, thank the Lord that he still got me through this. He done got me through that. So it can be like sometimes a battle of, can I trust? Like that was deep. That was deep. Like, who does that? Yeah. So it's, like I said, it's a journey.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think sometimes you can use or put a word in that abandonment.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. So really several things. So, and then again, trickling it back to a fuller picture. The unmet need of emotional hugs and stuff growing up. Being just left like okay, where are you? I'm not getting, just it, and just over the years looking back like, oh, well now I kind of understand why I might have made some decisions later in life.
Do you think you were angry?
I was
For a
definitely
long time.
I think
Or
so.
hurt, more hurt.
I think when I was in those years, like between that 14 to, I don't know exactly what year I kind of came. I think I was depressed and I didn't know it. I think I was depressed. Didn't know it. So when you start coming out of it, then you're like, oh, that was something wrong. That's not how life really is. Like, oh, that weight can come off because I didn't know, because I've had it so long. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, so for sure.
So what comes after the performance mode? When did you say I'm done performing?
This is more recent. Like literally, I'm
How long do you think you were in performance mode?
to a year ago.
Stop! Who's willing to admit that?
Till a year ago. As I started learning about this, first of all, well, let me back up. I mean, if we're gonna go deep, we might as well. So,
I'm with you.
So about 2 years ago, which I like to work out, right? I ain't skinny, but I like to work out. Like that's something that I enjoy. Like I like it, right? It's like, yes, I do it for a purpose too, but I like to do it. And it had got to where my energy was like kaput. I was like literally struggling to get out of the bed, and I'm just like, what is going on? Like this is just not normal. So you try to pull yourself out of the bed, and I feel like I'm really good as far as typically being disciplined enough that just because I'm tired,
I can push that.
roll. Yes, I couldn't. Like I physically was tired. Like I just couldn't do. So so that got me to like wrestling, and I was waking up in the night. I've always slept all through the night. Never had a problem sleeping. Like I'm one of those. I lay down within a few minutes. I'll holler at you in the morning. Like phone is on.
I
like
go to sleep.
Gone. Yeah. So it was just odd that I kept waking up. But you ever heard the song "God Trying to Tell You Something"? So that started coming to my head. I was like, well, what is it? So that got me on this whole quest, like, because I had kind of veered away and wasn't being as intentional with my relationship with him. I had just kind of got lax with it, like, it's okay, go with the flow. I got something to do on Sunday. I'll check back. I'll see you next
pull it up and
you
watch
know,
it
it's all right. Prayer life not as strong. You know, stuff like that where over time it just kind of dwindles, right? If you allow it to. And so I was up and I'm just like, so I just started thinking. So that's what prompted me to like really start trying to see what is going on, what's going on in here. How can I start seeking him more? Like, and so I did. So I did one, it's like a program, I guess you could call it, kind of like a class, but where they teach you a lot of these things, like some foundational lies that you've believed your whole life that really it was just a lie. And waking you up to say, think back. Forcing you to think back, because again, if you don't go to the root, it just piles on because you're so used to it.
Yes.
But go back. What was it that made you feel like X? So part of that made me go back to when I was a kid. So I was like, just think about it. Now everybody wants auburn hair. I want some freckles. That wasn't it back in the day. Let's be clear. That was not the thing to have. Now imagine big nappy hair, big kid. That was not okay. So at my school, the school that I was at was predominantly white, but there were plenty of black kids too. But I wasn't black enough to be with them, and I wasn't white enough to be with them. So again, rejection, all of that. So it's like really understanding what internally was going on, even though I had no clue. I'm just feeling like, okay, I got a couple of white friends and one black friend. Those are my friends, until I got to high school. Then after that, I kind of came, and maybe that's why I went buck wild, because by then I'm like, I'm a part. Like I get to play with all my people.
Yes.
So maybe that did play a role in that too.
Yeah.
But so really thinking back, and so going through that, it had like videos we had to watch. We had to do homework. We had like prayer ministry. Like we would meet on Zooms with small group. Like all of that. Flushing out. Almost like having a therapist.
To deal with yourself. Yeah. It forced you to deal with
to
it.
think through it. And really sit with it a little bit.
Was that hard?
It was hard. Yeah, that's always hard, and it's still hard. Like actually, that was just part one. I'm preparing for part two that they got. Yeah, so like that's why I say it's a journey, but I'm enjoying it. Like I feel like it was worth every penny. Like I feel like everybody should.
I think it's good to go back and figure out your why. Like, why am I like this? That's what I used to want to know. Why am I so angry? Like, why?
I was definitely an angry teenager.
Oh God.
Yeah. I can remember one of my friends, this was in high school, like she basically had to pull me because I was about to let this teacher have it. Like, that's what I'm saying. They called my name over that intercom, I promise, at least once a week. Like, I was tired of hearing my name. I was like, what now? Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
But because I don't feel like I like acted out that much there, but don't mess with me either, And that's a part of it. You got to remember, I had to be tough. So I've been fighting since I was here because of my sister. Then I'm fighting because just to protect myself because I don't fit in anything. So I got shields up.
That is.
Now I can't protect, I can't trust the dude, like, shields up. Like, so that's been it. Long time.
How many people can relate to that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love how you put a word to it, performing. Because I don't really want nobody to know. I had to be strong when I didn't even feel like I wanted to be strong. I was just 14. 15.
But and I think I see it two ways. So like, even though they call it performance based, it wasn't like I'm trying to act, I'm trying to fake it. It was more I truly
for you,
like
not for them. Like
I need to like I was happy about it. Like,
Yes.
I'm like,
I need
I'm
to
on the right
achieve
track.
this. I need to do this. I need to, not
All
for
that.
them,
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. Felt
Got
like I
it.
had to, like, but what we do,
Yeah.
he loves us anyway.
He loves
We
us.
don't.
Raggedy,
it's not
flaws
that
and
you
all.
have to. Yes, great. But what's your perspective about it? And it's almost like I'm doing stuff with my hands. At this point, I'm turning it over. I'm gonna let you work it out for me.
Because I can't.
Cause clearly, I can't.
This is not. I'm not doing it right. So I'm gonna need for you to take this and do it.
Handle
Yeah.
that. Handle
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Dad. Cause your sister down here needs covering. Okay, yeah, that part.
So we get through college.
Yeah, got through college. Like I said, worked my way up through all the positions. When I was in my last corporate position. I won't go into any details, you know, because it's still fresh enough, and a lot of people that I won't name, that I couldn't name, but I'm not gonna do that. But it was I knew I could hear him clearly saying, "Get out, and get out now," right?
Really?
So I mean, he
Were
said,
you
"Get out."
like? Do you? Okay, that voice. So you understood what I meant when I said that voice. Do you remember, like, were you sitting at your desk? Were you sitting in a meeting? Were you getting ready to do this? And you heard, were you angry that day? Like, what happened?
No, I don't think I was angry. Some stuff happened in the office, and which was a real eye-opener.
Got it.
That really, again, I was in a situation where, again, I'm trying to word this politically correct, where I was having to do this, and I didn't realize how deep it was until that happened, and then I was like, oh, okay, and then it was like, yeah, you gotta go, but I was okay with it because one thing, now mind you, at that time that was the most that I had ever been making. So for me, the way that I was, raised up, my parents are old school, right? So it was stay at the job, stay there, you're going to retire there. So that is what I have always, that is how I was raised.
Yes.
And so I didn't even tell them. I didn't tell them. In fact,
Yeah.
at least a year.
Yeah.
And really, I didn't even tell them then. I had got an ad on the back of like somebody had like a magazine or something. So I had paid for the back page ad that had all of my business stuff on there and all that. I just took it and left it on their kitchen table with the back up top so that they could see it. And I think they got it after that. Like, oh,
She's gonna do that.
yeah, because I didn't need any negative. I just didn't need it. It's like,
Yeah.
So that was a stretch for sure because I was not prepared for that. That was not my plan. That was not any of that. But he said get out, and I did.
And walked away.
And had no clue. I really didn't even know. I'm like, because while I was working, I was working so much.
Yes.
So like literally my every day was gym, get a shower at the gym, go straight to work, be there. I was get started by 6 or 6:30 at the latest, work all day, and then try to get some sleep and repeat. That was it. That was all I was doing. And so I was like, okay, what am I about to do? Because I could only during that time while I was working there do weddings because they were on the weekend. I couldn't even do regular clients. I had no time. Like who could
I'm working.
that was it. So then I had to reestablish, hey, I'm here,
available.
I'm back. Now I can do this again. Yeah, so I had to
That
do a
was the
whole
thing.
yeah. So start all over.
Is that your piece? Your photography business? Do you love that?
I do. I love weddings the most. I really started liking this branding stuff though too.
You love it.
Because it's fun. That was even while I was working those corporate jobs, doing it on the side. It was like my outlet to be able to have fun, to create like the thing. I like to think,
Yeah.
what And then, go in the board meeting and present and do all the things too. Like, I could do all of that, but it was a way to be able to express and just kind of have fun. Yeah, so I love it.
That's good. Creating. I think that's something that you do.
Yeah.
I think you have the eye for that. So when you say, so somebody comes in, Mila, I want to do my rebrand my boutique. I want to do this. You know this conversation. You're very familiar. You would set up a meeting, sit down with them, talk to them, get to know them, and then give them a vision.
Try to see if they have something in mind.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they do. Sometimes they're like, yes, I want this, and that. Sometimes it's like,
the person that says,
this.
I think that's a little bit. I mean, like, let's don't go down Charlotte. Let's go down West End. Like, are you that girl?
It depends. If I don't mind voicing my opinion, but if that's what they want and I feel like I can produce it, then cool. You know, then it is what it is. I've given you opportunity, but but sometimes and you never know, because I feel like sometimes those people's weird idea or whatever, that might be the one to skyrocket. So I don't want to just shut it down. I just might give my perspective of what I think.
And then put their perspective with your perspective. I want to go back a little bit to the woman, the young lady that could be dealing with, I feel like I always got to have my gloves on.
Yeah.
I got to fight, because if I don't fight, then I'm going to drown or I'm going to lose. What do you say to her?
I think what's helped me is slowing down, is more of those, again, that relationship building with him, like really just saying, you know what, which I always feel like I talk for the most part. I feel like I talk to God like how we talking, like,
yeah,
I, like,
I do too.
This, hey, this is whatever
Me again.
or how I'm feeling, or what I would like taken away, or what I would love to be able to like all of those type of conversations I have, and it's very candid, but being, I guess, more intentional to allot time to do that, because before I wasn't. I really had got to where it was a clock in. I might go to church. I might, but still might be sitting there thinking about, I've got this to do. I got this. As soon as I get out, I need to run. I need to get and not just, you know what? Cut the phone off. Like, I'm here to spend time, and so I think I would say it's important to start building that relationship. Same thing as I was mentioning earlier. Take the time to take that step back. And be okay with that hurting. Like, sometimes you gotta hurt and then it heals. That's the thing. If you don't ever go through the hurt, you don't get to the heal, because it ain't had a chance.
Healing. That's so.
And it's hard, yes. And and I understand some of those wounds, can be very deep, and like, especially if it's somebody that's really close to you or something like that. It's like, dang.
I think sometimes we're guilty of going and going and going, so we don't have to deal.
Yeah.
We just go and go. For me, with my healing, I just would go and I would suppress it and dismiss my personal issues. Let me help them. Let me show up for them. Let me be their light. That way I don't have time to deal with me. I'm so exhausted from this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How can I help them? For years I did that.
Yeah.
And then finally, when I realized there was something that wasn't fulfilling for me, it was like a temporary feeling. Oh, Virtual with Bella, her testimony, that's great. People got on and shared their stories. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then it would get quiet and dark. And then the rejection feeling would come back up. It would keep coming. And then I finally had to go and say, why? Where does that come from? Because it doesn't matter what I do. It's always that fear of rejection. It's still sitting right there. It doesn't matter what I do. In 2025, if I say, Joel, are you available to record, do something? In my mind, I'm like, it's not that he's saying, no, I'm not available. It's that the rejection, he's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I'm angry. And I'm just saying Joel, not literally because he always says yes. But I'm just saying. But I'm just saying like the rejection part that I still, rejection from my dad. You know what I mean? That played a big part of me. And that anger and that bitterness that I had. I would see other people with their daddies.
Yeah.
Or Father's Day, or birthday, and doing all this. And I'm thinking, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it would just build like a resentment or,
Absolutely.
you know, and just the fear of, it's not the fact that some people just gonna say no. They not, but for me, it's rejection.
Yeah.
Can I apply for this job? Oh, well, you know, you're rejecting me. Rejection. And one time my therapist told me, where did that start from? And I said, so my dad, how old were you? I said, 12, 13. She said, let's go visit her. Go talk to her. Close your eyes. Tell her what you want her to know. Killed me dead.
Yeah.
And I had to talk to her. And I tell her it was okay. All those times that daddy said he was coming, he didn't come. It's okay. I had to tell her. And that's when the healing started. So now, it's still right there. That rejection is right there. But now it's like, it's not a rejection. It just may be, I can't come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I can't record you today. I can record you Wednesday. I just can't record you Monday. You know what I mean? And so I had to unlearn some things so that I can be better and understand it and not have this anger all the time. Woo!
Let me say this, and I'm not trying to be like preachy at all.
Got it.
Like, at all.
Yeah.
But what I've learned in some situations, not all, is a spirit of fear. And so you still have to see, where did that come from? Because he didn't give it to you. Where did it come from? And do you need to work on getting it out? And I'm telling you, the more, like, sometimes there's a couple people that, you know, I talk to about, and like sometimes my mind just be blown as I come into like these revelations. Like, I'm just like, it can, stuff that is not necessarily you, it could pass down to like all kinds of things. I'm just like, woo, we got to, we.
Yes. That's why it's good to have
serious.
good people around you and a place to go. Like, hey, you know what I mean? Or whatever I got to click on and watch, you know, whatever. And then like you talked about God, like the relationship with God. I think that's how I stayed sane.
Yeah.
And got to where I am, even though it was raggedy and hard and I ain't not perfect, but I think with God, that's how I got there. Like I talked about it in one of my posts, like I'm so glad God didn't let me go.
My thing, you know what I've been saying?
Yeah.
He's chasing me.
Ooh.
I don't know any other way to explain it. Because, you know how you say raggedy? Because my little raggedy self, you know, still can be hard-headed, still can not prioritize like I need to, but he still keep nudging. Like it's like, he
I'm right
is chasing.
here.
He's still there. Like, like I'm being gentle with you.
Yeah.
I'm giving you time.
Yeah.
I'm being patient. However, you got an assignment. And you're not going nowhere till you get this assignment together.
I'd be like, okay. He'd be like, I'm trying to do this and that. And he's like, no.
No, baby. But I like how you refer to you helping people. Because I feel like that's similar, you know. So like one of the reasons why one of my favorite things to do, like eventually I truly want this to be like my full-time thing, is helping those young adults. Because I was that young adult that did not have the person. I didn't have the auntie. I didn't have the nothing. I had no one to talk to except my other dumb friends that didn't know nothing, that was doing stuff way before me, but I ended up being the one that got pregnant and everybody like, you've been doing this years. I'm the late bloomer. Like, what you talking about? That's literally, like, literally. I'll be like, bro, come on now. But it is what it is.
But being that person for the young adults.
A lot of the stuff. So, like, we get a lot of academics. We get all of that. But again, the stuff that you might not know, again, unless you're out of your little small box that you might have, the extra resources to expose you to things that you've never heard of, to get you to try different foods. You're so used to, all we eat is chicken, beef, and turkey. Like, there are other things, and let's explore. If you don't like it, cool, you don't like it. But just getting outside of that to say, okay. And so that group right there, it's almost like they're grown enough, right? Because they're aging, they should be able to make some decisions for themselves. But just how I didn't really have a full scope, though. I didn't really understand the consequences. I really didn't understand what I did that part.
Nobody was there to tell me about that. Like, to watch out for this, like, do this.
If you are gonna do this, you need to be doing that.
Nobody.
No clue on half of this stuff, right? And so it really can. I feel like it can completely change their life. One decision, just like mine, could. And that's whether or not they learn from, mine and them not have to do it. Because I believe in that too. I don't have to go through it to learn. Right. I can see and hear. But I feel like I'm down to earth enough to be like, baby, no.
Yeah.
And really tell you, with all love and sincerity, sit yo down. Because sometimes we need that.
Because nobody's telling us. You so busy going through life trying to figure it out on your own. Nobody's saying, sit down and let's figure out this. When did you decide that I'm not going to let this define me? It's a part of my story.
Yeah.
But it's not going to define me.
I feel like that's still in the works.
Okay.
Because it's more to it than just even what we've talked about today. So it's like, it's still, I've made a ton of dumb decisions that if, quote unquote, if you could go back type of thing, like, but that each one has developed me. Like, each part of those, kind of what I consider, to me, it's a tragedy. It's not, a tragedy as far as scale, but it's just like, to me, devastating or ashamed or this or that. But that created a different version of Donzaleigh. You wouldn't be talking to me.
Yeah.
You might be talking to a different version of me, but it wouldn't be the one here today. And so it's just like, okay, there again, purpose and everything. And I feel like with the young adults, like, because I have run a gamut of careers, I worked for a nonprofit, I worked for metro government, I worked for, and now I'm entrepreneur. So, like, hit me. Yeah. I bet you I done had about 90% of it happen. Good and bad.
Yeah.
Really.
I can probably prevent you from doing this, can save you from this, or encourage you to do this. Just
sometimes you just need an ear. Cool. Sometimes you need wisdom. We all need that. Like, even I still need that. And so they, at their age, with the environment that they are in now, oh my goodness. It's out of control.
Yeah. Do you see a book coming?
Oh, I've started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. What are you most proud of?
Ooh, Lord.
About yourself?
That's hard to answer. I don't see anything that's just like a particular thing. I mean, besides me, even though sometimes I veered off, I am proud of, like, my integrity. I'm proud of, I'm going to try to do what I say I'm going to do. Like, those, like, again, key things that I felt like my parents were very good at instilling in us. Even though, again, sometimes I went off the rail and didn't. And, but I am, for the most part, I am proud of that. Like, I feel like, I try my best.
Integrity, yeah.
Try my best.
What do you regret?
Me and my baby? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing for real. I just had to throw that in there because it was funny. But, regret. I wish I had started this journey earlier. That would have been helpful. Like, I could have avoided some things. Probably could have had more peace and stuff earlier in life. Like now, I rest, I do it. Like before,
You
it
feel
wasn't.
like peace is there now.
Oh yeah. Totally. Which not that I just wasn't in peace, but it was such a go. It's like okay.
That's one of my regrets. I regret that I didn't do this earlier. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I just regret that I didn't work on me earlier. I regret the mask that I wore for so long. That I wonder how I would have been as a mom to my girls.
Yes.
So, and then it's not that I was fake, because I was still me, but nobody knew that I yelled and screamed and hollered at them, because that's what happened to me. That's what my mama did.
Yeah.
That's what she yelled and hollered and screamed. And so I did that to them so much to where I can remember yelling, and when I finally come out of it, you know what I mean? And it would be something like your shoes in the floor. But it really wasn't the shoes.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I would go out, and then when I would come back, Becky would be standing over there like, it's been about 20 minutes. And finally he was like, what is that? That is not them shoes. What's going on? And I would say, what are you talking about? Nothing is wrong with me. What do you mean? What you need to do, your mama might need to have done something to you. I'm just still going until I had to go to the doctor. I went just for a checkup. And then I was on one with her. I talked about it before. Like, my doctor, Dr. Lorraine Charles, will hold you accountable and will not play. And she's one of us. And she, no matter how I try to joke it off, just bring me back. And I would be like, and then finally one day I came in, I was ready to let her go as a doctor, because she would make me focus.
How dare her?
Make me do right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh.
And I was like, oh, you know what I mean? And so I told Mila, when she gets small with me today, I'm asking for my chart. And Mila would be like, okay, mama. Like, okay. Then you might. Okay. Went in there, and she was on one and talking, and I said, she said, how are you? I was like, it's just this, and I'm just tired of this, and I do this, and then I come here, and I have to be this way with you, and I have to do this, and my numbers have to look this way. And she said, have you ever been to therapy? Who are you dumping? Who are you talking to? You don't have anybody. Lord. And that's when my journey started.
That's an eye-opener.
I love her to death.
Absolutely.
Now. I love her.
Yeah.
If she said go stand out there on one toe, I'm on one toe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's where my journey, my healing started. I'm still there, and I have a great therapist who gets me. And when I ramble off, she'll always bring me back and say, "I think you." I'll give her my conclusion of what I'm coming to talk to, and she'll say, "Where'd you get that from? I think you created that whole thing." And I'll be looking at her like, what? So I'm crazy? I create. She's like, no, that just may not be the narrative. I mean, like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
You get angry and done created this whole thing. And, and so I'm just learning, like, to unlearn some things.
Oh, yeah.
To quit creating things in my mind. Everybody's not mad. Everybody doesn't have an attitude. Everybody ain't jealous. And, some people just...
I can be an overthinker, too. That's really what it is. It gets going, and then you go on a rabbit trail.
Like, where you get that from?
Like, bring it back.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
So that brings on a peace for me. Like, I just kind of like, okay. All right. So it's a whole lot better. I don't yell as much. The healing has started.
Yeah.
The girls, just, they're like, Mama. You handled that good. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I feel better in that aspect. I want to ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
What is something that people would be shocked to know about you?
I need time to think about that.
I can't wait to hear it.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I try to be fairly transparent. You know, like I try. What would they be shocked? I don't know.
You want to come back?
Yeah, let me keep
Come back
thinking
to
about
it.
that because I nothing's coming to my head. So
What's your favorite color?
gold.
Gold. Why?
I don't know. I just like it. So gold is my first, and then silver. So like I just like shine. I like the brightness.
Okay.
Like yeah,
Okay.
royalty.
What is your favorite movie?
Coming to America.
Coming to America.
Yeah.
You can watch that.
All this time. After all these years. Now that second one was
Okay.
trash to me. Okay, let me be clear. Never want
Yeah,
to see
they
that
shouldn't
again.
have remade it.
It was. I was so disappointed.
Why is Coming to America your favorite movie?
I like it. It's the fairy tale. It's the princess. And she just, I just loved it.
Yeah.
The whole
Yeah.
thing. It was funny to me. Yeah, all of it.
Do you think people will be shocked that you like to laugh? Because if they follow you on social
I would.
media, your funny is really, you'll say something and be really funny.
I'm very goofy.
Yeah.
So there's
That would be-
multiple sides of me. So I can be very serious, like
Yes.
very goofy.
Do you think you're misunderstood, Donzaleigh?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because meeting you, I know you, I've been knowing you for a while, but meeting you, somebody would think that you just are, I don't play. Hey, how you doing?
I
But
know.
then you are funny. Would you think so, Joel? Joel's like, don't.
He's
ask
like,
me.
I'm not in the
supposed to
show.
be there."
I'm not in the show. But
Yeah.
so like I know that now only because like for instance, do you remember Surreal that had Surreal Spice? Me and her we're friends. But she said to me like years after we had been friends, she was like, I was so nervous to like. She was like, I started following you, and then I was so nervous to like talk to you, like, and I was
Yes.
like, why? And I was
that
like,
is
something.
something.
I
That's a
know.
thing.
More than
Yes.
one person has it. So I own that. Clearly,
But it's not
something.
mean. It's just like a. Girl, I'm here for I'm here for this. You know what I mean? And that's it.
But
you know
I am
Yeah, but
the
you are so
goofy, cut up like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the pro prod. I'm gonna throw a few slick comments and like it's a mixture that you get. But yeah.
What is something you would change about yourself?
Well, shoot, we could start with let's take a few pounds off. If we just giving out stuff, that would be great. But no, I'm on my road back now. Now I'm getting my energy. Like now that I've gotten that part under control, I'm kind of back on it. But if anything, I've been working on my patience. That is, patience. Yeah. I like to get stuff done. I like communication that is clear and go back. So like sometimes, everybody is different, and so it's just
Patience.
So
Because sometimes the way we see things, you just kind of like, but if you do it this way,
let's
or
just
let's-
get it done. Yeah. Why are we still talking about it?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or where do you want to be in 5 years? Because we're of age.
Married. Let's start there.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Are we dating?
No.
Okay. Do we want to date?
Of course.
We looking for our Boaz.
Well, I don't know about looking. I hope he's looking for me, but
We're waiting
yes.
on our Boaz.
yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. Relatively, I'm
We're
not
waiting.
saying like nothing crazy, but
Okay.
but yeah, that would be wonderful.
So we're gonna put Donzaleigh's number at the bottom. Hit her up.
Please do not come to the DM.
It's gonna be right here. Like.
Kim, somebody message me on Facebook. I promise it's gonna be.
Okay, let's do this. What's your type?
Woo,
Come on, D.
Whoa.
What's your type?
Really?
Like we don't want know what. Or we do want this.
Oh God.
Now we want whoever God gives us. But what's your type? I asked you.
I can hear some of my friends in my head
Right.
what they would say, what they would be yelling if they was in the corner of this room right now. That's what's hilarious to me.
Okay, 5 years from now, we want to be married.
Yeah.
Okay,
A
what's your
leader.
type?
A leader.
You want a
I want
leader?
somebody that's stronger than me.
Mm.
No more Mrs. Fix It.
Just
Done.
let you do it.
Done.
Look, I go into the mall with Binky. We come out. I don't know where we park. I don't know. I don't know where we parked. I don't know. I just trust you to
Yes.
to get me back to the car.
That part.
Catch me when I fall. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So
Got
yeah.
it.
Leadership, good decision maker.
Mm.
Because I do believe in him being the head of the household.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be able to trust that you're trying your best. Not that you're going to get it 100% right, but you're trying to make a godly and a wise decision. That is those are two huge check boxes. Like if we can just get there,
Yes.
that would be at least a
Yes.
ground to have a conversation.
How do they need to approach you?
Direct. Yeah.
Oh.
Direct. I don't like beating around the bush.
Yeah.
Don't hate beautiful me over and over. Don't do that.
Because I already know I'm beautiful.
No,
What's
it ain't
happening?
even that.
No,
It's just
let's call it now. That's what it is. I don't need you to keep saying that. What do you want?
I
Like,
want you to talk
Yes.
like grown men
yes.
talk.
Do we want to text or we want you to pick up the phone? About
Initially, I'm fine with either, but
Okay.
still be clear in the communication. Like
does he need to be successful, like big money, or does he
No.
just need to be able
no.
to? Got it.
To me, like the foundational piece, those are what is that's more important than any of the other stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. Please, if you don't have an actual address, that might be a problem. Let's be for that's
What if
probably
we
a
got a
problem.
roommate? What if we got a roommate? But doing well. I'm asking too much.
All I can say is
You would prefer
case by case,
Yeah,
but no.
yeah, got it.
Because at our good age, unless something just really because it's showing a pattern. Like, let's be clear.
Got it.
It is
Got
showing a
it.
pattern. Like, I've had, ups, downs. So it's not that I don't understand. We can all yes, and I'm there to support. However, it's showing what are the decisions, remember? That's big for me. So what decisions led to that? Now, if it was something that was completely out of control, wiped you out, that's
Got
different.
it.
But just
Me and Ronnie, we live together. We got a place. No, not at this age.
we can be cool, hey. Yeah, hey.
I would tell you, one day me and Miley was riding in the car, and we did like this little video, and I was asking her something, and she was saying that he can own crystals, franchise crystals. You might remember this. He can franchise crystals, but he can't. She don't want him to work there. Am I lying?
I see nothing wrong.
But she was saying he could be the manager. Like, I want him to be able to lead. And I know some people are like, well, look, my boyfriend, we've been married 30 years, and he was working at Crystal's when I met him.
And that's fine. I like also like even if he was, let's say he's the manager or supervisor, whatever.
Yeah.
Is he gonna get in there with the people when they need help? Like,
Yes.
it's the heart. It's the heart.
Got it. That's what I try to tell Miley. Okay, he may be the cook, but is he leading? She's still over there being ready. But what I'm saying is sometimes that can come off a way. But what she's saying is like, I want somebody to, to work hard and lead and have a good heart and have good intentions and different things like that. I get it. For me, I'm just like, okay, you work at Crystal, and I may say, well, how long you been working at Crystal? What's the goal?
Yeah,
long-term goal.
Yes, have some type of plan.
Yeah, like what's happening. Now, at 50 at our age,
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
I need to know what's happening.
it's a little different from her situation, right? It just is. Because if you come together and it's topsy turvy, it's always gonna be some friction because it's not lining up.
Kids.
No, I'm good. I mean, like if he has some, but I ain't trying to have no more.
Right.
Ideally,
if he has
unless
some,
the Lord just come down and tap me on the shoulder and
is
say,
that some, D? Like if he have some, you're okay?
Ideally, they're grown at this point.
Okay. Somebody maybe got a nephew or something. I'm just asking. Okay.
Hopefully they older.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully. But I mean, like it's a thing where I might love them, and that might feel like a gap that So it's not a just no. I'm just saying that you're asking a preference. Like if it was, like.
Do they need to love God?
That would probably be pretty important.
Yeah, like go to church, in church,
or want to learn. At minimum. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. That's a good guy. You're looking for a good one.
Yeah.
He's out there.
After all this time, you doggone right. Like,
Yeah. Okay, last question. Your favorite food?
Oh gosh. I have to stick with my general like Chinese Asian
You can eat
food
Chinese every day.
I don't know about every day. I don't really eat every day. I'm very, again, because of how I was brought up, I'm very versatile in what I eat. Like, now I've been on this whole Indian kick.
Indian food good?
Fine.
What is that?
I've been going to Indian over Chinese.
Is that Indian that you dip in the, that bread, that something stuff? Okay, yeah.
Man.
Is that good?
It's all right. I'm not a huge bread, per se, person as much as most people. But it's good to me, honey. Listen.
So Chinese food, that's your go-to?
Yeah.
You at home, I'm hungry. You gonna go pick up some Chinese?
No, it's more of a every now and then when I'm go out. I don't really bring it in, but if I'm out and want something that's just like really good, yeah. I'll get it.
I think this is a dope conversation. What you think?
Yes, ma'am.
I think it was good. What do you want to say to some young ladies who have listened to this podcast and feel like I can do this? What do you want them to? Yes, you can do this, but you need to do this. You don't need to do this. Stay away from this.
Do
what
this
would you say?
As related to what, though?
Do this in life.
Oh.
What do you want? Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things I always try to convey to, young adults, younger people is they haven't gotten to the point to where they see that they can truly like trust him. They, especially this younger generation, get all in a frizzy, having like go overboard with freaking out whenever something bad happens. Over time, we're at the age where we've had it happen many times, and so we know at some point it's gonna stop. It's gonna whatever that pain is gonna ease up.
Yeah.
Whatever that blemish, that cut, that whatever is gonna go. And so we have that trust factor, and I think the older that we get, it gets even deeper. I don't know if you've seen how typically, the older they get, the more that they realize, woo, it ain't me. Like I gotta try. So. I believe in conveying that when you're in those moments, because I've had them too, where literally you don't even feel right. Like you just feel like something happened. I might have messed up something. Oh, what's going to happen with this? Yeah. Who's done seen this? Like all of these feelings are like overwhelming. But to be able to we're not doing no suicide. We're not doing none of this crazy stuff because it's going to pass. Give it some time. Just fight through it for a little while. Yeah. Give it to him and let it go because, you need to be here. You need to stay here. There's the purpose. Yeah. Because
sometimes I think this generation, they quit or they want to give up because it gges hard or so heavy. Yeah. So that's good. Absolutely. That's good advice. Absolutely. Now, I just want to ask this. Now, you brought some donuts. I just want to taste it.
Please.
Okay, let's talk about what's coming out of it.
So this is from East Park. It's a donut coffee shop. I've been going there a little while. My son lives not too far from there, and to me, I feel like they got the best donuts. Now, next would probably be $5, but I like this particular spot. So when I stopped in this morning, I got me a egg and cheese jalapeno cheddar biscuit. Bye. And they like in the back, like you can see in the back. They the ones like they out there rolling the like
they make
yes. This is not no
from
popping some canned stuff. When I say it was heavy, I said, oh Lord, yes. In fact, I need to post it tomorrow because I took a picture. You know, if I'm gonna have the calories, I need it to show up and show out. And yeah, they deliver. So I feel like they produce what they need to do.
Okay, so they don't just make donuts. They do breakfast,
a little bit of break. It's not like a huge menu.
Okay.
Their thing is the donuts, right? But they have specialty coffees. My favorite is the honeybee. So they put a little honey, a little cinnamon, a little stuff in there. I like that one. But yeah, mostly think of it as a coffee donut shop. But they do have a little bit of breakfast.
Okay. Well, let's taste
see.
it. Okay.
Oh,
Where's yours? Let's just. She told, where is it? There's one right there. We can taste.
She's like, I ain't giving you nothing.
Okay. You gonna taste it?
No, girl. I done had mine for today.
Okay.
Yeah, I had my calories.
Okay, so this is East Park Donuts and Coffee.
So this particular one, that is called the salted brown butter.
It even smells good. I just want to bite it.
It's like, I don't know.
There's like a sweetness.
It's very sweet, but
a good sweet.
Yeah.
I can't imagine heating this up.
Oh Lord, don't give me no ideas.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, they got a lot of different options, you know.
Okay, well,
and they make them fresh like all throughout the day. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if y'all are out east, right off of Main Street, then slide in there to them, and you know,
I really like
check them out.
Okay, so if somebody wants to get in touch with you, they want to book photography, they want to do branding. So if you're out here and you have, you're getting ready to launch, or you need some branding, or you need some idea, consulting, this is your girl. My 50th birthday photo shoot, I was feeling fancy in there. Carmen with a K's graduation pictures, photo shoot, over here. Molly Shay, what she do? Not yet. It's on the calendar. Okay. Coming down the pike with Molly Shay. So Donzaleigh takes our pictures, and she's very professional. She's very prompt. She knows. It's like 1, 2, 3. Carmen was shocked. She was like, "You're done." I was like, "Yeah, that's D. She's gonna do it." So, as far as like your brand, you don't know what you want to do. You don't know what that looks like. I think Donzaleigh would be great to sit down with you and tell you. I know some of you all have reached out to me. I don't know about branding, but this is your girl to get you started. She can do the whole package. Okay, pictures and everything.
I love it. Yes.
Yep. So how do we get in touch with you?
Yeah. So my website is donzaleighsphotography.com. I'm on each social, so like Facebook is the same thing, Donzaleig's Photography. My IG is at Donzaleigh Inc. So got the shirt.
Yeah, she got the shirt on.
Yep. So yeah.
And so do you do not just photo shoots? Do you do events too?
Yeah, events, weddings. Even we travel and do this. One of the team members.
What's your favorite trip?
I'm gonna say we just went to San Diego December. So going someplace like that, warm, tropical, like and get paid.
Yeah.
I ain't complaining about that one. Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. So hit Donzaleigh up for your photography, branding needs. It's not just for photo shoots. She does all types of events. And I think she's your girl. I think you should hit her up. Dee, thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank you.
Before we wrap it up, what's something dope you want to say? What's something? Give me something dope. I want to eat this, but
I just pray that everybody that is listening, gets some type of nugget, even if they need to go on their own journey, or if they're like, look, that's something that I want to do, and they want to go do, whatever X, Y, and Z is, and just if they need support, reach out. Like, yeah.
Healing looks good on you.
It do. Thank you.
It looks good.
Yeah,
I love
you.
it. I love it. Thank you for tuning in to this conversation. We hope you love it. We hope you're inspired. I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell Dee how amazing she is and how healing looks good on her and how much of a light she is. Thank you for tuning in. We love you big. Hold on, let me get it. Bye.